Situations and conversations with Renee. Real situations, real conversations. Empowering the community leads to elevation. Entertainment and education, no better time than now. Pure enlightenment for the crowd. This is Situations and Conversations with Renee.
Today on Situations and Conversations, we're highlighting Bloom Agency. Proudly based in Portland, Oregon, it's a fast-growing full-service creative agency dedicated to nurturing the next generation of Black and Brown creative entrepreneurs through community, production, and workshops. Founded by Abibat Durosimi, the agency champions diversity, equity, and inclusion in the production and creative industries. Prepare to learn more and be inspired. Abibat, we are back together again.
Yes, darling.
Coming off of the heels of a uber successful Bloom, Runway, Dynasty.
Oh my goodness, that
you have got to be on cloud nine.
I am. I mean, everybody totally came out and showed out and looked amazing. Like everything that I thought it was going to be was even more. You know, I mean, it was packed, sis. I don't even know. I mean, everything to me, low-key, was like a blur, but just the final, basically the manifestation of it all, right? And seeing 6 months of hard work, of coming back into this whole production industry, and then to see it just, everybody smiling and giving me all these, not just me, it's just everyone in production too as well, right?
Yes, it was,
even you.
It was amazing. First of all, thank you so much for having me. Always be a part of the Bloom family.
Of course.
I have been so honored to watch you grow. Like Bloom has been around for, what is it? Is it 9 years?
Yes.
I feel like I've been around with you since inception.
Yes.
But for those who are not familiar with Bloom, the agency, Bloom in general, give a little background.
Yeah. So, Bloom Beauty Collective started in 2017, and you and I have already connected, at KTU. Yeah. And my first event was at the Aloft Hotel for 2 days. And it was more so not like a fashion show, but it was like a panel and workshop around beauty and branding your own self, right? It was just me showing other creative entrepreneurs to show up for their best selves. And you was able to MC both of those days.
I almost forgot about that one.
Right?
That was the first
that
event. And you had people flying in from all over.
Yes,
you had professional hairstylists,
exactly.
celebrity hair, makeup, entrepreneurs on the scene.
Yancy, he came through for me.
Let me ask you something though. Why do you care so much about everybody else? Because you could just be pouring all of this just into yourself. Because you are, for those who don't know, I don't know who doesn't, but they're gonna learn today. Oh. You are a phenomenal professional in so many different realms. But we connected on you being a celebrity hairstylist and makeup artist for none other than the purple one himself.
Yes.
His royal badness.
Yes.
May he rest in peace, Prince.
Yes.
And I remember thinking, I'm gonna have somebody working on me who worked on Prince. Yes. It's like, oh my gosh, right? So like you could easily just kind of keep all of this information to yourself. But from the minute we met, you said, you wanted to share and you wanted to help other people grow. And I admire that about you. But why?
Plus,
why do you do that?
When you finally know your purpose, you want to be able to share that with others, right? The experience that I was blessed to have working with Prince and other artists, just live. That was the only reason why I was able to even work with him in the first place, right? Just being open enough to think outside of the box and, doing something different from me, and then meeting and then aligning with other people from there. So decided to become a promoter. I wanted to have more clients, right? I lived in Vancouver, so I came to Portland like, ooh, what's the best place for me to build more clientele? And I was like, well, let me go to the club. And I said, well, I can't do the club. Let's do a lounge, a little poetic nights. And that's what we did. And that's how I met Liv. And she knew I did hair. She was like, girl, I need someone to do my hair. And then she started to blow up as an artist. She went to the BET Awards. She was looking for someone to come with her. I'm like,
yeah.
Right?
Right.
And
sign me up.
Right. And this was all in love, just to see someone, look amazing while they're doing amazing things. And it just transpired from there. It just trickled down. And then when I was able to work for Prince, that was in 2011. Very surreal. She called me. She was like, Biba, are you ready to work? I was like, what are you talking about? Now, mind you, she left about a month ago from Portland. So when she called me out of the blue, I was like, are you good? She was like, yeah, I'm good. But you ready to work? I'm like, yeah. She's like, Prince wants you to come down to New York and do the Welcome to America tour. I was like, wait. But what did he see? Did he see my work? Because I don't even have a website.
Yeah.
She's like,
How he know me?
Yeah, she's like, I saw I sent her the pictures on Facebook and blah, blah, blah. And then sure enough, he loved some of my work. I had glitter. I had like very avant-garde looks at the time. And she was like, yeah, come on through. And sure did. And that man, I learned so much from him, just being silent, just to watch him work and just seeing a whole entire production that he ran, right? And then I was blessed to be able to be a lead stylist for him. And I just learned all aspects. I came in with a lot of tools underneath my belt when it comes to administrative work, business, marketing, and whatnot. So I had that already underneath me. But, being enthralled into my art and him, making sure that everybody that was around him, especially Black women around him, he made sure that we also knew our worth. Right, as an artist. And I was like, of course. I mean, the whole thing with the slave on his cheek, everybody did not have that understanding of what that all stand for. I mean, obviously, of course, at the end they did, right? But at the end of the day,
It always seems like it's too late when people fully understand what an artist is trying to get out there for the world to consume.
Exactly, because he was not going to just verbatim say what happened, right? So he was going to show it. And, and only people that fully understood could understand, right? So, I mean, I took all of that and decided to create Bloom once he ended up transitioning. I just felt like his spirit was telling me, he's like, you need to teach others. So, yeah, so I came back to Portland, like, what to do. And then I'm just like, Bloom. And I'm like, why Bloom? I was like, because we're always blooming through. And like, especially my, the logo, the lotus flower, right? It's something that can thrive through all environments, right? Through the snow, rain, and it's still blooming. It's still standing still. And that is where Bloom started from. It was just that encompassing the strength as people of color, women of color, Black women, going through and showing up for our best selves and nurturing others.
I love it.
Right?
I love that.
So,
and this is here we are now. You said like 9 years later.
Yeah.
So I remember the first event was more of an empowering sort of panel discussion. And then it transitioned into
Bloom Runway.
The fabulous Runway situation.
Yes, at the World Trade Center. I decided to choose that space.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Before you get into that, we also need to recognize that you yourself also a full-on model.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you have had many careers and
it all
many
back.
talents.
Yes.
But no, because the people need to understand why all of this makes sense and how it all came together, right? And so I swear, you get on my last nerve because every time we take any kind of picture, a selfie, anything, you are serving. And I'm over there looking goofy, just trying to keep up with your what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
And you have them making 4 flicks all the time.
You, hands down, you know what you're doing. And so clearly you've also had a passion for fashion.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about
the Bloom Runway. Being a model myself, I was blessed to model and do my first runway too at the time. This is after having my daughter. So this was like in 2009. I'm aging myself, okay? But I've been doing this for a very long time. Thank you, darling.
And all that.
Right. And I've already worked with other fashion scenes too as well. I started as a makeup artist and then a backstage director. And then I ended up sponsoring the whole backstage. And it got to a point where I was just like, I really needed to see more of me backstage and not just in the audience or anything like that or on the runway. I needed to see more of me. And I was literally the only person of color backstage having to do people of color models. Right. So they all lined up for me.
Because everybody knows.
Like, ooh. Go to Abibat.
What we know is that everybody's not able to do
the shades
Right.
properly and get the makeup right,
The color theory,
the
all
hair,
of that. Yes.
all of it. So when
yes.
you see a makeup artist and hair artist, or both hair and makeup artists of
Yeah.
color, anybody in the business
Mhm.
of color is like, oh, I'm waiting for them.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Right.
I'm waiting for them.
Exactly.
I'm waiting
Facts.
for them.
All facts. And I also understood their struggle too, because as a model myself, I had makeup artists that did not know what to do with my skin tone. They decided to put bronzer because that was the only tint that was close to my skin tone. Now I'm over here looking like a disco ball. Right? I had a huge magazine spread at the time. It was for Scorch magazine. It was a plus size featured magazine. And I mean, I was shining and glowing in every parts of my face that I didn't really need to, right? But I was like, I was still stunting it. I was still, I was serving. But at the end of the day, that was like, I knew there was a full on need, right? So, having my experience with working with Prince, I did that for 5 years. And then when I had to take a little hiatus because I was pregnant with my son, we had Portland Fashion Week, which it was a 10-year anniversary at the time.
Okay.
And this is before it ended up splitting up and they had their own two entities. So there's Fashion Next and there's Portland Fashion Week, right? So did that. I produced 3 days of it all. When you put your heart and soul into something and then you realize that people don't fully recognize all the things that you do, you have to take a step back. And that's what I did. And I decided to develop Bloom Runway. And I did that knowing all the details of what production looked like, not just only in front of the runway or in front of the camera, but also behind the camera too as well. So production to creative directing to hair and makeup and styling, all the things that needed to encompass how a fashion show should run. And it was a success. I had so many people that believed in what I was doing that, I had all the sponsors on the back, step and repeat at that time, And then we moved forward. After that, it was Sneaker Week fashion show. After that, I decided to do a second Bloom Runway and you followed every single step. That was the best. She was always ready. Trey was always ready. Okay, she was like, MC, boom, and she already knew what I was looking for. You already knew what I was looking for and what I needed. And just with your charisma, being able to partner up with other hosts, with like Art Williams.
Oh yes, Art's
right?
a friend of the show. He's been on in different capacities.
And Sean, at the last Sneaker Week event that we did prior to COVID. We were gearing up for 2020. I was ready. I was so ready. I was going to give y'all the vision 2020. You get that time?
Right.
And see how my mind works?
Right.
And then COVID hit, the pandemic, pow, slapped me in the face. And when I mean slapped, the pandemic is not in contracts. So when you already made deposits to get things lined up, people was like, oh, honey, we can't give that to you because the pandemic is not on the contract. Ooh. It's not a natural disaster. Ooh. So yeah, so a sister lost some coins. Did you hear me? And so I had to really take a step back. And when I did that and I was okay with it, we had literally almost a year of being confined, right? Yeah. I was blessed to, I decided to stop doing hair for a while.
Yeah,
right?
I remember. I was very sad.
I know.
It was a very sad day when I got that phone call.
Because I needed to think of, I felt like I was meant to do something bigger, I didn't know what, but let me tell you something. When you are open to receive and surrender, things will fall in place. Align divine timing, alignment, all of those things come together. And I was hired to work for a major creative photography company to be their talent manager, where I brought more people of color in their major brands, e-com, websites, and all of those things, right? And they trusted Bloom to do their full casting for that too as well. I understood exactly what brands needed and was looking for, the authenticity when it comes to people of color, of representation, all the things. I was schooling people. I was making glossaries, you know what I mean? To have people understand what Afro puffs, what that meant and what that looked like. There was a lot of people in the industry that has no clue of what our culture is when it comes to our skin tone and our hair and how we fully carry ourselves, right? So thank God that we had the Crown Act that was passed, right? People had more full understanding of how us as Black individuals had to show up with our natural hair or doing, different things to our looks, as far as our looks is concerned. bringing more attention to that, right? Time flew by. I took care of my kids, I loved on my friends and my family. And, I wasn't sure if I was going to bring Bloom Runway back,
But
then
what happened? Because boy, did you ever bring it back.
I mean, right? I mean, well, the thing about it is, it was like the more people that I connected with, and I would say divine alignment, not everyone is going to be with you throughout the whole journey, right? It's just somehow God would just find someone, just give you that little nudge. And sure was. It was Connie Wan. She was one of the biggest producers out here in Portland. She was like, Abibat, you got to bring it back. And I was just like, okay.
By the way.
Yes. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I already knew. I was ready. Like, I had everything planned out. I created the blueprint. I just needed the right people to navigate all the parts of the moving pieces. And that's what I did. I was able to find people that I trusted, that I had longevity relationships with. And it happened. And
it happened in a big way. So let's talk about the Dynasty.
Yes.
The most recent runway that you produced.
Yes.
Amazing, very upscale. I don't know a lot of people in Portland who are not part of the fashion scene. I don't know if people who are not in it really understand that there is an entire movement here with emerging designers and elevated experiences, right? And so you partnered with or Portland Fashion Institute was a sponsor. Tell me about that.
Yes. So Sharon Blair, the founder of Portland Fashion Institute, she was a professor at the Portland Art Institute until it ended up, dispensing, and she created her own. We kept that relationship. We actually met at Portland Fashion Week when it first started, the whole fashion scene. So years ago. So I've known her for almost 20 years, right? So we kept in contact. Prior to COVID, we had this campaign that we wanted to bring more people of color into the design industry. And then it just kind of just festered away a bit because nobody wasn't making clothes. People was wearing sweats. Okay? We were over here wearing pajamas. You know what I mean? No one was not thinking about anything. Everything was fast fashion, all the things. I even brought awareness to that. I took the money that was left over from the Vision 2020 and created a mini documentary, and it was called The New Norm of Fashion. And what I did was take 5 designers that were local here or people that was in the industry to talk about the new norm and what that will look like in the fashion industry. And it was very successful. We did with Design Week. We did it all on Zoom. And, and not everybody got a chance to see it, right? It's still on YouTube, y'all. Catch that. And I was just like, okay, this is me having to educate people about our industry, about our city, and what it really truly looks like than what is shown on television, right? All the things.
It's not at all like that.
Yeah, it's not nothing.
At least not for certain segments of the population.
And then if you really think about it, Portland is an artist hub, you know what I mean? Not just only Seattle, but Portland too as well. So there's a lot of artists that have bloomed up from Portland. Yeah, like Liv, Esperanza Spalding, to Amine, Cool Nuts, Bosco. We are just sitting in a gold mine full of beautiful Black artists out here. Look, Farnell Newton. There's just so many of us, and that there's no space for us to really fully shine, and that's where Bloom creates that space, right?
Well, what we say around here, you're going to learn today.
You're going to learn today. And we're going to create that space.
So some of the emerging designers and the graduates were having their designs on the runway.
Yes. And so with Portland Fashion Institute being a part of them, I was like, okay, let's give these, students an experience of what it feels like to showcase your work, not just on a showroom, but on the runway. And then people can actually see your work and then call on you to actually make creative pieces or a full line in their brick and mortars, or their boutiques and whatnot, right? And so, because every fashion show that is out here right now is just showing the same people, right? And so now it's for me to showcase the people who don't get seen and to resurface the people who have worked for other brands, right? And then decided to, emerge on their own, like MNMN, Jocelyn Rice with Black Earth United.
Correct.
It was, my goal was to be intentionally purposeful. So I did it.
You were.
Juneteenth.
You really were. And we can just keep having
Yeah,
this
I know
banter back and
it.
forth.
I know it.
But I want to say that, you had the way you had it set up. First of all, again, it was so upscale and high level. I literally felt like I was in New York Fashion Week. I have lived in New York. I know what that experience is like. And I felt like I was right there.
Yes.
And so you had these graduates, emerging designers come through. They had some really fabulous pieces, by the way. There were a couple where I was like, I could take that home right now.
Oh, yeah.
That one baby doll, sheer looking situation, I could see Rihanna in it.
Listen.
She's my best friend in my head, so she and I walk the carpets all the time. And so I could totally see like her in that and me in another one.
Oh, yeah.
But then you transitioned into more of the established, up and coming, and then at the very end, you had one of the more clearly established, high-end couture
award-winning Tony
House of Rose.
House of Rose.
Designs by Thorn.
Yes,
right? And I was outfitted in a little number.
Yes, you did. It looked cute.
Thank you.
All of that.
Thank you. I felt very like high level.
As you should. Yes. I just love the fact that people have trusted me and Bloom to be able to showcase them, right? And I mean, I was very purposeful of doing it on Juneteenth week because I wanted to, come back with us showing and sharing our story, right? Not as how we got here through Juneteenth, the freedom, obviously, but then show us that how we showcase our freedom, and that is through art, right? And so after PFI showcased, I decided to have a collective of artists to create a story. So we got Magic 9 and Johnny Cool, who produced the music. Magic 9 is an amazing lyricist and poet, and she was able to encompass what my vision was into lyrics. And Ola gave me all.
You had everything.
And Africano, my bad. Ola, everybody knows him as Ola, but Africano is his stage name, and he did amazing. And it was a story of the origin. The origin meaning like basically what fashion and art came from. It came from Africa, the natural dyes from indigo to kola nut, even just the aesthetics that was, happening on the runway. And then we had the ascent. What I mean by ascension is basically how we ascend other brands from our style, from our culture, right? So we had Black Earth United, we have Mercury League that is showing streetwear, right? We, Black Earth United showing outdoor wear in a more stylish way. Like, they were stunting. Okay.
Let me tell you something. There were definitely pieces that I need immediately.
Exactly.
So, after the show,
right,
we'll talk about how I can get a little hookup.
Yes.
Those things also, the items also looked very high end.
Oh, for sure. And then, of course, after that, we showcase the crown. The crown is who we are, our ancestors, So we have Basir Trado is his designs, and he's based from Nigeria. He is actually, I wanted to say he's first generation, but he's not. He actually came from Nigeria about 5 years ago. And he's always been a designer. He's done fashion shows back there. And this was his first debut here in America. And I was so excited that he really wanted to showcase, and he was showcasing traditional wear.
Seriously.
The wrap, the booba, even the men. I mean,
it was
the
a vibe.
All of that.
The whole, from beginning to end, you set the tone of exactly what you wanted to showcase.
Exactly.
And you succeeded.
Oh,
so I just want to listen to me. You did your thing.
Thank you, sis.
And I'm so, so proud of you.
Oh, bless.
And I can't wait to see what is coming up next. I mean, I know you're coming off the heels of this fabulous event, trying to catch your breath.
Yes.
But can we look forward to some other events?
Oh, yes. We actually have, and not only do we focus on, fashion and beauty, but we also focus on wellness too. Mm-hmm. I mean, as artists, we need to make sure that we are living a positive lifestyle, taking care of our bodies and our mental. So,
well, congratulations.
Thank you.
My dear, dear friend.
Thank
you know, I'm a phone call, a text away. I am always going to be a supporter, because I believe in not only what you're doing, but I believe in you and I know your heart is pure, and I know exactly what you're out here trying to do, which is uplift and educate and empower and all the things that, we align with.
Exactly.
And so congratulations.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see more.
All right, family, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for hanging with us. I love and appreciate you for it. God willing, we'll be back next week for more. In the meantime, make sure you take excellent care of yourselves. That's the only way you'll be able to take care of anyone else, which is our mission. When you think me, think we. When you think you, think too. See ya. Special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Oregon Health Authority, helping people and communities achieve optimum physical, mental, and social well-being. And thanks to our supporting partners, Louisa, a community-centered event space in the heart of Northeast Portland, and Adorn Boutique for my fabulous wardrobe. Situations and Conversations is a Trey Renee production in conjunction with Thomas Chung Films. Watch Situations and Conversations with Trey Renee Sundays at noon on Portland CW and streaming on the Coin Plus app.